Hello and welcome to NSK's PV Power Hour for July 14th, 2018. My name is Yoshi. This is a podcast about Japanese idols brought to you by Schook and I'm joined as always by Charlie Dragon Cowden. What's up, dude?
Not a whole lot. Just life.
Life. You have some life stuff, which is why we're recording a couple hours earlier than we usually do, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/NewSchoolKaidan and youtube.com/NewSchoolKaidan. Get those plugs out of the way. So yeah, we're here a little early. Thank you guys for tuning in a little early on a sudden notice. Those of you in chat, thank you guys very much for showing up on a late notice. So let's get started. I don't want to keep Draco here too long. He's got multiple things to do tonight, which all sound like work. So I want to get him out of here with plenty of energy left for the day. First up, yeah, I'm so sorry for you. First up, Last Idol, Skide Shogunai. I just love you so much, or I love you too much. I can't help it.
Yeah, I'm sorry for me too for having to listen to this. I
didn't want to start off with the really negative stuff, but yeah, what is your issue with it? I have some issues too.
Well, the 2-minute delay getting to the song.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's a drama PV.
Yeah. Stupid walking through the halls of some school.
It's what is it? What is that show by Aaron Sorkin? West Wing, right?
Yeah.
The entire show is people walking and talking, right?
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
I think that's the joke about that show, even though it's really well received. So it's the West Wing, but with like a high school girls. They are visiting another school. They're girls from different schools, which represents like different groups in the Last Idol family. This features all members of the Last Idol family, from what I understand, and each of these members are split into different schools, and they're coming to do. It's like a social studies activity in Japan where they visit a local school to learn, to interact, and see the world, basically, in another school. So. Yeah, there's a story of a former lovers. One of them was Wakana, I believe. I don't know the other girl's name, but they were probably dating at some point before this story, and they broke up because they probably went to different schools, which is, kind of shown by them wearing two different uniforms. And they're like, oh, I still have feelings for you, kind of. And then they kind of left it off at the intro. So.
And then another girl shows up and goes, "No, I have feelings for her."
Right. Yeah, I didn't really. Maybe my eyes just glazed over at some point, so I didn't understand what was going on in the middle. But there's a point where Wakana walks out of a room that they're all sitting in, I guess in between activities, and she just walks out, and then the next scene she's just crying on the staircase, and then her ex-girlfriend shows up and does the kabedon, but not really on a wall, and it's just so dramatic. And I don't know, it's just overly dramatic. Yeah, for sure. And I don't know. I don't know if it's jealousy because apparently Wakana's ex-girlfriend is like popular or something, but it just feels overly dramatic.
Yeah. And then there's another girl that shows up and knocks on the window, and then they separate, and then they run into each other again, and then
they're about to kiss, right? Yeah.
The other girl runs in and basically tries to tackle.
Right. I think that was Wakana. Yeah, she tries to tackle Wakana.
Okay.
Yeah. And and that wasn't enough. So Wakana keeps on chasing her ex-girlfriend, trying to tell her, she still loves her or whatever. And it turns into like a musical kind of thing where like all the performers show up and they tell a story, but in the middle of it, they sing a song, that kind of thing. Yeah. So it feels like a musical at a certain point, because they like start dancing in formation like during the middle of the scene. So, that's probably the best way to describe this PV. It's like a musical theater production, in a way.
Yeah, that fits. I just can't get over this song though.
Yeah. It's
I
like 46-ish,
yeah, but I rag on some songs for being repetitive, but
Oh,
this is just, oh my
yeah.
god.
This is overtly repetitive. Like
Please.
I can't defend it. I can defend some repetitive stuff, but this is incredibly repetitive.
Yeah, it's just ski, ski, ski for like 5 seconds in a row, and then it's
Yep.
nice ski for another
Yep.
second, then it's
It's Gomen in
oh
the second chorus, so
yeah.
yeah. It's very repetitive, and there's maybe two other lines outside of that, and it's yeah. I don't think it's not catchy, but it's aggressively repetitive in how many times it does it, and it definitely got on my nerves.
Yeah. I got about a minute into the song and I was just like, yeah, I can I moved on to something else now?
Yep. It's I don't think it's a bad song. It's just aggressively repetitive and in my face about it. Like, hey, I heard you like repetitive shit, so I put repetitive melodies in
Repetitive.
your yeah. It's like, hey, it's like Pimp My Ride with Exhibit from like 20 years ago or whatever. It's like, hey, I heard you like repetitive choruses, so I put one in your trunk. And I'm like, no, not this repetitive. And I definitely don't want it in my trunk.
Yeah.
So
I would say even the instrumentals kind of get that way. But
it's
the
bland
instrumentals
too.
are very simple too.
Plain, yeah.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot to them.
No. It's the typical, 46 violin piano with typical acoustic instruments mix that we hear from 46 all the time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't stop yawning all of a sudden. But
oh
yeah,
god, that's not a good sign for your for the rest of your day.
yeah.
Um yeah, and another thing I noticed with the PV is I know we were talking about the song, but the song is pretty whatever. So, um another thing I noticed on the PV is they do the chest above shots aside outside of the school shots, and
Mm-hmm.
seems to be the go-to for Last Idol PVs is everything must be chest and above for solo shots, which I mean, they're not the only group that does that. Basically every other idol group does it, but I feel like Last Idol has done it in the last 5 PVs I've seen by them. They featured like that one superhero one that wasn't really superhero-ish. The one where they're sitting in a classroom with the curtains behind them, everything was all chest up shots, and
Yeah.
those were not good PVs, and that's what it reminds me of. But this PV's better. I mean, it's cheesy, dramatic. It's
Yeah.
enjoyable in a way if you're into cheesy, dramatic stuff. But yeah, it's not bad, but not great.
Yeah. It's just yeah. It's pretty whatever for me. I mean, okay, yeah, you see all the girls there, but I don't know. Maybe if they'd added conversational subtitles to it, it might have been a little better for me.
Hmm.
But overall, it's just kind of whatever,
Right. Yeah.
and not much into the love triangle PVs.
Yeah.
And I think it's way overly dramatic.
Yeah. It is for sure. What was that? Oh god, what was that PV? It was Sashi's group. What's Sashi's group again? Not last.
HCT?
No, no, no. It was her
Oh,
producing group. The voice actress. Equal
oh,
Love. They did a
yeah,
PV like this where it was about a love triangle and then throwing the cell phone through the window, and it was so dramatic. It's beyond
yeah,
dramatic. It's just melodramatic times 10, and I'm not into that.
yeah.
It's just too much drama for the sake of drama.
And
All right.
with the way this PV is done, I can't
Mm-hmm.
tell who's singing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell if it's all the members singing or just Last Idol. Doesn't sound like there's that many voices there
All right.
in the song, but yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of over these PVs now.
Yeah. I've been over these PVs for a long time.
Yeah. Took
Okay.
about so long.
Yeah. Even before that for me. I never liked drama
Yeah,
PVs, so
probably.
that's like 5 years ago. Anything else?
No.
All right, go ahead, rate it.
I would mm, I would dump the song. Yeah, I would not listen to this. I would hear the opening of it and instantly skip this song. Um, the PV I would shelf. It's well shot. It's to the level of cheesy corniness, but it's not humorous enough for me to watch it.
There's no humor in this. There's not a hint of irony.
No.
It's all so serious.
Yeah. So I would shelf it.
Yeah, I'm gonna shelf the PV as well. It's not bad. I don't like the camera or the filter they use. It looks like faded and fuzzy. I'm not a fan of that. I like the location. It's very clean and sterile. I like how cheesy it is, but it's too much drama even for the cheese, and the cheese is unintentional. I'm pretty sure. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, song is probably a shelf as well. I don't hate the song. I know I pooped on it a little bit along with the PV, but I don't hate this song. I can listen to it for sure. It's just that it is so repetitive. I don't think I can listen to it more than once at a time. So, all
Mm-hmm.
right, that's last title. Skide Shogunai. Next up, SHACHI. Turn up the music.
Who is Sachi?
SHACHI is Mashilo from Cyber. Or did they change their name again?
Hmm.
So
Okay.
why does she go by a different alias in this? I don't know. There might be an explanation as to why, but I just I
That's
don't.
they spell their name with an 8, don't they?
Yes, CY8ER. They're the
Okay.
ones that are usually produced by what's that? You know me.
Hmm. Oh. Okay. Okay.
So
Nico Mock's former group.
right. And oh, I didn't realize Mashiro was actually in Deep Girl before. That's interesting.
Hmm.
Um so I guess she's popular because she does gravure work as well on the side, and I guess they gave her a solo project. I don't know if it's under the same management. It's under SHACHI, so I don't know. It might not be. So she does a solo thing. It's like a electro synth, modern pop.
It when I first heard it, I was thinking like some of the very opening of it. I was thinking some of Blackpink stuff, but then I got to listening to it. I'm like, wait, no, that's not what I was thinking of. It reminds me of some of Devil No ID's more recent stuff.
Yeah, sure. What is that song? Was Yumina
I No
Mori or
More,
something? Yeah,
mm,
Mayo Mori or something, right?
uh, I No More, my
I,
own,
I- Something
yeah,
like that. It was the PV in the
my own
white
More.
room, and then they're all wearing pajamas.
Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, that reminds me of that song.
yeah, yeah. That's the one that it reminded me of.
Yeah, but there are certain points in the instrumentals here where it does remind me of Blackpink, though, like "Playing with Fire."
Yeah,
It reminds me of the instrumentals from that. I'm not saying it's like vocally similar. It's just the instrumentals are similar at points. So
yeah.
yeah, um, yeah, it's I'm not in the mood for these whispery, really chill and cool songs. It's just not my kind of style of music that I like. So I can't really imagine a scenario where I would listen to this.
I enjoyed this song. I
Yeah.
can't say. Yeah, I'm not sure about the vocals, but I like the instrumentals,
Hmm.
and I can deal with the vocals. They're not the vocals are not bad. She's got
It's
a
heavily filtered though.
Yes, I won't argue that. That's, but I think that somewhat goes with the vibe of the music too,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
instrumentals with the sort of techno theme to it.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't have a huge issues with the vocals, but I think if they were a little strong, well, I don't know if it'd really work if they were stronger.
No, I think this goes for a specific thing, and it did it well.
Yeah,
Like it's cohesive. Like I appreciate the effort, and I think it's produced nicely. Just not my
yeah,
kind of thing. So
yeah. I enjoy this song.
yeah,
It's
I just think the melodies could be better. I can't remember any melody aside from "Turn Up the Music," and that's about it. That's all I remember from this song. So I feel like everything else, like she kind of sing raps the verses,
mhm,
so I guess doesn't really fill you with a bunch of vocals. I mean, melodies there. So that might be why. But yeah,
yeah. I can. I I'm more the rhythm, so I
yeah,
enjoy this.
yeah,
And
yeah. And the PV is, I guess, to sum it up, a girl in the city. I guess
yeah,
she's just walking
yes,
around what I assume is Tokyo and nighttime, and she's all emo.
yeah. He got on a hoodie that says mixed emotions.
Yeah, so that exactly is why she's emo. She's a mixed emo.
Yeah.
So
Then there's some shots of, I'm guessing it's her in the water,
yeah, like in
which
a
are kind of
pool or
cool.
something. Yeah,
But most of it is just her either walking in the city or in a very dark tunnel, or perhaps there might be like one set that they use for those. But I think it's just a tunnel.
yeah, I think it's a tunnel. Yeah, I
It's
think this PV's good, but it's not. I feel like other people have done solo acts better. Like was it I Know the End's The End, right? From last
yeah,
year or 2 years ago, however many long years ago it was.
yeah.
That PV was good, and that's a solo act, and it's kind of a bad comparison maybe because she had like background dancers and stuff, which were awesome.
And a lot more dancey music too.
Yeah, that might be why, because the music was aggressive and she was aggressive in it, and she was making faces and acting crazy. That might be
Yeah,
why it's entertaining. Like Shachi here or Mashiro here is acting very stoic and or
mhm,
sad looking, so it's not
yeah,
as exciting.
yeah. I would agree with that. And she's, I would say that I'm trying to think of uh Rene has done
Yep.
some better stuff than that's been, walking through the city. Same
Hmm.
kind of theme,
All right.
but better, a little more engaging. This is more, I don't know. I'd
She
probably
does
rate
more
this.
upbeat stuff, right? That she this
Yeah,
is
she
a little
tends to.
toned down, so like she goes for Rene goes for like goofy and fun, while
Yeah,
Shachi here is clearly going for like emotional and subdued.
yeah, yeah. It's a nice looking PV. It's not something I would go out of my way to watch, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I was a huge Shachi or Mashido fan, I would love this, but I'm not, so it's fine. It's really well done. I can appreciate
Yeah.
that.
I would. I'd playlist this song. This is up there with Devil No ID on My No Mori on um. So yeah, I would definitely playlist this song. The PV I would shelf. It's not worth rewatching more than a couple times. So
Yeah, you see it once and you kind of understand what they're trying to do. So,
yeah,
I'm
uh,
gonna shelf both the song and the PV. It's for a very specific mood and time for me. I'm usually not in the mood for the emotional stuff like this. Um, and visually speaking, it's not as I don't know exciting and explosive, and it's not gonna cause fireworks in my brain. So it's just yeah, not as striking to me. So it's shot nicely. It looks great, but it's just goes a little too far into the artsy than and emotional than I prefer. It's just a personal thing. Nothing wrong with this. It's Shachi. Turn up the music. Next up, Sakura Ebis. Lindbergh.
I still don't understand this group.
They're Stardust, dude.
Yeah, I know. But I still don't understand what this group's going for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they have a concept, you know? Like all the other Stardust groups kind of have a concept. I don't know if Sakura Ebis actually has a concept. They're just a little sister group to Ebichi, right?
That's what they started out as, yeah.
Right? That's it. So, they never had a consistent theme. It's not like, oh, we're forever in middle school, or we're superheroes, or Sentai heroes, or we're from Osaka or Nagoya. It's not anything like that. So,
yeah.
I guess we could talk about the PV. I don't understand this PV. I guess they're going for like 80s retro, because the song is kind of 80s and retro. So I don't know if that necessarily means you have to have that portable TV that's like a 12-inch screen or something, and mirror balls and live footage spliced in to this faded Instagram filter video.
I don't know. I really don't know. I think the thing I took away from this more was the live shots than the rest of it.
Yeah, but it's so faded, right? It's got the massive filter on top.
Yeah.
And also they're splitting time between the live shots and the room shots.
Yeah.
That it's not really cohesive. It just feels disjointed and like doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's like, hey, we can rent this much studio space, enough for one person to be in with a few props, and the dance shot's got to be at a concert.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really get this PV.
Yeah, I don't either. There's not, as far as I know, there's no storyline to it. It's just them in one of the members sitting in this room singing, and
it's one at a time too.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
they're never in this room together.
Yeah. And then it's live footage of them dancing. Or some still photographs.
And a cat video.
Yeah.
Did you see that? It's a random cat video that shows up for like a half a second.
Maybe I'm not that far yet.
Yeah, it's so pointless and needless. So this PV I don't think is good at all. It hides the members because of the filter. Like it's so heavy. Feels like there's a fire in that room. So they're just filled with smoke in that room. And same with the live footage. It just looks so smoky and it doesn't do the members any favors.
Yeah.
And
it's like makeup, you know? There's a right amount and there's way too much, and this is just way too much.
Yeah, I get what they're going for. They want to go retro, right? Retro is like, oh, you got to apply this brown smoky filter to make it retro. I get that. But I don't know. It feels excessive.
There's better ways to do it.
Yeah.
We've seen better ways to do it.
Yeah.
This is not one of them.
No. The song is, like I said, is like it's kind of got like a throwback 80s feel to it. It's very subtle. It's not in your face. And it's a song that sounds like Musubizum would sing and perform. So I feel like this song fills in the gap for the lack of Musubizum lately. So if you liked Musubizum stuff, I think you would like this.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I was never huge on them, but I could see that.
Yeah, me neither. But I feel like they did similar things, especially their last single. I think was like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a decent hook at the chorus, but aside from that, I'm not all that moved by it.
I don't know. The chorus to me sounds like they're saying "Oh Ringo Ba." So it sounds like they're saying Ringo instead of Lindbergh.
Right.
It sounds funny. Even though I know what they're trying to say, I just can't unhear that.
Yeah, that's English for you.
Yeah.
And what was funny is that there's a Japanese band called Lindbergh, and then there was that aviator named Charles Lindbergh, and I had no idea it was actually referencing Charles Lindbergh until I actually paid attention to the lyrics and I saw the article on our site by the number 244. And he spelled it with the H at the end. I figured it was just with the G because the band Lindbergh, but apparently Charles Lindbergh spells it with the H at the end. So, and they talk about like flying in the blue sky and stuff. So I'm assuming.
Yeah, no,
Lindbergh.
I wouldn't have gotten that from the video, that's for sure.
No, it's definitely not apparent.
Although I guess some of the choreo could be interpreted that way, but since they have mics, it kind of ruins the image.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, meh. I guess I could kind of see that, sort of, if I stretch. Yeah, this song is it's really, I don't know, it feels very safe.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not aggressive, that's for sure.
there's the cat video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems very, very safe, very niche,
Yep.
I guess. It's not doing it for me. Although
No.
I do appreciate that they gave all the members a decent chance to show off their vocals.
Yeah, and one of the girls stood out. It was the girl with the short hair. She definitely has the strongest voice that I noticed.
Yeah, even though it seems like her and the other girl with the, I don't couldn't tell you what color hair she has. It looks reddish brown.
In this PV, it looks like anyone looks like reddish brown.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Um, but she's got like the perm.
uh-huh. Oh, okay, yeah.
Those two seem to have most of the vocals.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's nice, but it's still just kind of meh,
Yeah.
whatever. And it's not really doing it for me. Although, yeah, I could see the chorus getting stuck in my head just because it's so simple.
Yeah, it's simple, it's repetitive, but not as repetitive as last title. So,
Yeah,
it's it goes a very easier way to get a good chorus, but it does it fine.
yeah, yeah. It's not like Last Idol was very in your face, very fast. This is more drawn out, more a little
Yeah.
more relaxing, and
Yeah.
it's not as irritating.
Yeah.
I would shelf. I might even dump the PV because that filter is just,
I would dump it.
yeah. I'll dump the PV and shelf the song. The song is okay. The PV is just, why bother?
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. Shelf the song and dump the PV. That's Sakura Ebis, Lindbergh. Next up, Zenryoku Sensation is the song by Zenryoku Shoujo R. And this confused me because there was a group, I think, called Tsurugari Sensation. I think they're not around anymore or something like
Mm,
that. So I was like, okay, so is this like a Zenryoku Shoujo R with Tsurugari Sensation?
hmm,
Probably not, but yeah, and it's not. It's just Zenryoku Shoujo R.
yeah, it's some. I don't quite understand this PV.
Yeah, I don't either.
I can't figure out if they're supposed to be aliens or just like I don't know. They're cat girls apparently.
Right. They're cat girl aliens, but then the ones on the ship, they're wearing the cat ears, but when they're on Earth, they're not wearing the cat ears.
But they still got the tail.
Yes. I don't know, man. I really don't get this PV.
Maybe they got tired of the ears popping off during the choreo.
Could be. Yeah, so
That's pretty much the only time you really see them
yeah.
is when they're dancing. So.
Yeah, I didn't get it because in the middle of the PV they do this thing like, "Oh, this is what you do during Japanese summers or whatever," right? They do like, just typical summer stuff. And then towards the end they're like, "Oh, let's just like blast the earth with lasers or like a laser shoots up from earth from the tower that they're dancing in front of." And then like fireworks happens out in the atmosphere like above earth.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't really understand what we're trying to decipher. Like, I have no idea what's going on.
It's very Stardust.
Yeah. I mean, but Stardust is a little more out there, though, with their ideas.
But this is Stardust.
They're Stardust?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, aren't they?
Zenryoku Shoujo R is Stardust? I don't think they are, dude.
I thought they were.
I don't think they are. I'm going to double check on that.
I could have swore that they were.
They're under Shining Will.
Oh, I thought they were under Stardust.
No.
For some reason.
I mean, they definitely reek of Stardust energy. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I can see why you would think that.
Apparently, they were formed from Rurun and Shooting Star Girls.
Yeah, Shooting Star Girls. Yeah, I do remember that part. I remember Day telling me about Shooting Star Girls, and then like a month later, this happened. So, yeah. So I don't even know if I like the idea for the PV. I just think the execution is very poor because I don't think it should be a hard concept or plot to like make viewers understand. And somehow it managed to confuse two grown men who have watched a bunch of idol PVs.
Countless idol PVs?
Yeah, so they're
including ones about aliens?
I don't know what happened there. I don't know what kind of thing they're trying to tell me is like they're the aliens and the laser shoots up from the tower and then there's fireworks. I don't like and it said there was in the beginning, it was like warning, warning, warning. There's like a red alert going on in the spaceship or whatever they're in, right? So yeah. I didn't understand any of it. What was the danger? Like, what was the threat?
I have no idea. And it looks like it's a TV tower.
Right. So
which is kind of weird.
One theory I have is that we're supposed to treat the people on the spaceship differently from the ones on Earth. And the ones on Earth are the ones trying to communicate with the ones in space or vice versa. And the laser they shot up from the tower happened because someone on the spaceship pressed a remote control button and then it did the fireworks in the atmosphere. I don't understand. I really don't understand.
I don't know. I can say that I'm not so hot on the tails that they're wearing.
Yeah, I mean, we're over the cat ears and tails thing, right?
Well, I mean, I'm fine with the cat ears, but the tail just looked weird. It's like the material they used or something. It just made it look really weird. The one girl, I'm like, wait, she's got a tail, and what the brief like second that I saw it when I was, I guess it was the second time because I didn't even notice them the first time. It looked like a devil tail, and it was during one of the dance scenes. I was like, that's kind of weird. And they're all the tails and the ears are all in their member color, which really makes it look awkward and kind of weird because they're like yellow and orange and red. It's just weird. I like the rest of the outfit though.
Yeah, I like it.
I like the design of the top that they've got going on.
Yeah, I don't think the idea was good. I don't think the execution is good for this. So yeah, it's disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, they tried something, and you could clearly tell that there was some shots where they're like, "Yeah, we can't afford the special effects for this, so we're just gonna do this with uh cuts and CG,"
Yep.
which it worked in some regards, in others not so much. Um, so yeah, I know it's kind of a cute PV in a cheap, corny way,
Hmm.
and they're not trying to be super serious about it all.
No, not at all. And I
You
think
know,
the reason why I can like watch Zenryoku Shoujo R PVs is because they're all really good performers in terms of just energy and like selling to the camera and
yeah,
looking like they care. I wish some groups would take note and look at this and be like, "Oh, we have way more budget than this group, but we're half the performers they are."
yeah. They've got like actual facial expressions.
Yeah, they look like they care. Every PV, it's their concept is just energy going like balls to the wall. Like it's
Full power.
infectious. Yeah, it's really a testament to how much the members care. Like, or at least they look like they care, which is like step one to be an
Yeah,
idol.
like 90% of the battle.
Yeah, because we all know idols aren't the best performers and stuff. So you have to make up for that and by being charming or energetic or giving a fuck,
Yeah,
and they have that.
yeah.
So
I would definitely agree with that.
that's why I enjoy watching them. Not so much the PVs because I don't think the PVs have ever been great by Zenryoku Shoujo R, but I
They've been,
appreciate their energy.
I think they've been very limited to budget.
Yeah,
They do what they can with the budget they have, and I think this is probably trying to think what other PVs they've done.
they did one where they're in a dojo. That's the last PV we talked about.
That one was pretty good.
It wasn't bad, but it was all in that one dojo, so it looked small.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this looks
Yeah,
like they put a little bit more money into it, which is good.
or at least a little more thought, a little
Yeah,
more direction.
yeah,
Yeah, I think this might be one of their best PVs
it
currently.
probably is. Yeah, it doesn't say much for me because their PVs haven't been good for me, but
Yeah,
this isn't bad.
but it says that they might actually be gaining popularity.
Yeah, I hope that's the case because they have potential.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they could definitely. I could definitely see that being similar to Momo clothes. They grow.
This music and video, not so much in video, but like the song feels like a little bit like Cheeky Parade to me.
Mm,
So it gives me that Cheeky Parade vibes, and they Cheeky Parade died last week, so this would be the group I think to keep an eye on if you're someone trying to replace Cheeky Parade in your heart.
I think I like this better than Cheeky Parade, but yeah, I can see
Mm,
that.
yeah, I think
Cheeky Parade was always lacking something in the music.
yeah, I think for me, Cheeky Parade's issue was the instrumentals. I always thought their instrumentals were really weak.
Yeah,
But vocally they were good. They're solid. They had good songs. Just I didn't like their instrumentals.
yeah,
But yeah, I think this song reminds me a lot of Cheeky Parade's like hyper energy, typical idol pop, but with a little bit of an edge to it, a little bit more attitude.
yeah,
So yeah, I think this song's pretty good.
yeah. I would playlist a song, and mm, I'd say I'd probably shelf the PV. I've watched it a few times now, and it's gotten pretty much to the point where I don't have any reason to really watch it.
I mean, I've watched this PV at least 7 times now, and I still don't understand this.
I still don't understand it, but I think I've seen everything there is to see,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
yeah, I
all I'm
might
doing is watching the members. Like at this
yeah
point, I'm just paying attention to the members.
I might rewatch it at some point for the members, but I'm not gonna go watch the PV for the
I
PV.
think I'd rather see a live footage of the song being performed. I
Yeah,
like the choreo. The song is pretty catchy. So,
yeah, I'd agree with that.
what did you give the song?
Playlist.
Okay, yeah. So I'm the same. I will. This is a borderline shelf playlist for me. I'll just be a little lenient and give it a playlist. I think it is catchy. I do think it's a tad bit long, a little bit on the longer side. I feel like a song like this should be maybe 3 minutes tops, but I don't know. That's probably just me being nitpicky. PV shelf. It's okay. It's shot nicely, but it's confusing for some reason. So that's Zenryoku Shoujo R. The song's called Zenryoku Sensation. Next up, Tokimeki Sendenbu. This is a Stardust group.
Yeah,
Song's called Otomeno Glorious.
this is another
This
one I quite don't understand.
this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Song or PV?
It's yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to
I
be a
like
girl power song. I don't sense the girl power in the PV.
no. It was filmed in the same library that Ebichu was filmed in.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure that's the same. Looks the same area as the Alien song that Ebichu did.
Oh, Mikaku ni True XAX.
Yeah, it looks like the same set, only way more stripped down.
Yeah, but
Especially,
they actually were in a library though.
yeah.
This isn't a library.
Maybe they tried to recreate it, but it looks a lot like it. The dance shot looks a lot like it.
I don't know. I
Kind
don't
of
see it.
the same backdrop to it.
I don't think you're talking about the same PV that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I think I am.
Mikaku ni Chugakusei X, the library, it was a literal library. This is a warehouse.
Yeah, I know. But it looks like they tried to recreate it.
But there's no bookshelves or anything.
Not bookshelves, but there's other things that kind of look this similar.
This doesn't look like a library at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Um, I I think the camera or the filter they use is really weird. It's like too real. Like it's too HD or something. Like it needs like a filter of some kind.
Wow, that's saying something.
I'm not saying, put Japan filter on it. It just looks, I don't know. It just looks weird.
Well, it is 4K.
Maybe I don't know if that's why, but like in certain shots with the lighting, like the specific lighting, it just looks like like too real. I don't know. It's weird.
The shots with the scaffolding are definitely, you can kind of tell they're lower quality.
Yeah. I mean, with the filter on it for sure.
Yeah. I didn't realize this was actually in 4K. That's some budget there.
Yeah. I'm watching in 720, but
I am. I don't know why it defaulted to 2160.
Jesus. So I mean, this entire PV is just them performing in various locations in this warehouse and in different outfits.
Yeah.
And I don't really understand where the girl power thing comes from. They're just like holding like in solo shots, some solo shots, they're holding like a picture frame without a picture in it.
I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't understand what they're going for.
Yeah, me either. It's very not a very colorful PV. It's very monotone.
Yeah, I mean, especially the background. It's just everything's gray and brown.
Yeah. There's a little splashes of color here and there, but
I mean, that's mostly from the lighting or like the picture frames in the members' clothes. That's about
yeah,
it.
it's not enough.
No, it's a very plain looking PV, and it's weird. It's just it feels like maybe a Anjutamu PV or something.
Mm, yeah, kind of.
It feels like a third A side to a Anjutamu
Yeah,
single. You know,
yeah.
it's
I
the
could see
typical
that.
whole project one set kind of thing going on here.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. Yeah, and the choreo doesn't really catch the eye either. At least not for me.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything from the choreo.
Uh, I have a hard time even focusing on keeping my attention on the PV.
Yeah,
It's just kind of whatever.
yeah, this PV is definitely whatever.
Yeah,
The song, I like this song. It's
it's a little
got
different.
it's got like this techno Eurobeat kind of feel. I think it's more techno feel to it.
Hmm.
And I think the melodies are really nice. I really like the chorus. It turns into something a little different in the chorus. It feels kind of anime-ish in the chorus.
Mm.
So it really does it for me. It's really powerful and catchy for me.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I This song is definitely doing it for me.
yeah. The vocals are a little weak on it, but
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
that could partly be the mixing of it.
I
It's
think
hard to
they're just
tell.
not great singers too.
Well, if they're weak singers, that can be covered up with mixing and miking.
No, I
But
mean people who have a weak voice will always have a weak voice. Think like
yeah, but it can be
the girl
com-
from Takoyaki Rainbow, Blue. Haruna?
Takoyaki Rainbow.
Blue from Takoyaki Rainbow. The
Uh,
one you like.
my.
Haruna Mai. That's her last name, right? Haruna. No?
I don't remember if it's my or not. I know it's my though.
That's a porn star. I don't even recognize the name, but um
It's no, it is harder than my.
oh, okay. Okay. So it wasn't a porn star that I know of, but
No,
yeah.
you said HUD and I'm thinking Sachi Hoko.
Yeah, I mean Sakamoto Haruna, yeah, right.
So
But no, it's yeah, I remember it was Haruna Mai, yeah. That's also a porn star, so don't Google just Haruna Mai. You're gonna get porn results. Just a heads up. It's hilarious.
funny.
So there are certain things you can cover up, like auto tuning and stuff, but like when you have a Haruna Mai voice, you know it's her voice, or a Suzuki Hirono. It's just so weak and frail. Like we like it because it's charming and different sounding, but you're not going to ask them to diva a solo line, you know?
No, but
So
you can compensate for them being drowned out of the music.
yeah, I mean you can raise the levels and stuff.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I feel here is missing.
Yeah,
Except in the chorus. In the chorus, it's pretty decent,
yeah,
but they're all singing together, so it has a little more impact to it.
yeah, yeah. I really like this song actually. So I wish the PV
Kind
was a
of
little bit better.
kind of lukewarm on the song,
Yeah.
but it's not bad.
All
It's
right,
not
you want
bad.
to rate it?
I would. Mm, yeah, I'll be generous and shelf the PV. It is pretty borderline though for me. Um, it's just nothing there.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no reason to watch it.
No,
Um,
me neither.
the song, yeah, I'd playlist the song.
Oh,
I'd
you
definitely
said you
listen
were
to the song.
lukewarm, so I thought you were gonna just shelf it.
No, it's something I'd listen to, but it's not. it wouldn't be a go-to song. You know,
Mhm.
it wouldn't be high on the playlist, but
Yeah.
I'd still playlist it. It's got the energy for it.
All right. Yeah, I'm definitely playlisting the song. It's catchy. I think it's probably my favorite song of the night. Spoiler warning, but yeah, it's techno pop. I like that. It's catchy. PV, yeah, this is I'm gonna dump it. I feel bad because the song is good, but this PV is just there's nothing there. It's not interesting. The shots aren't like the locations aren't attractive. The shots are okay, but there's nothing in the background really, so it's really plain to watch. So yeah, dump the PV, shelf the song. That's Tokimeki Sendenbu Otomeno Glorious. And last but not least, Predia. Song's called Curtain Call.
Okay. Is that a like subtext of for death or something?
Um Usually their subtext is sex.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
um
But they talk about life in the song, and it's like, well, Kurt call and life. I
well
don't know how that goes
all
together, but
all their lyrics and songs are double entendre with sex. So life could be sex, you know?
Mhm.
It starts off slow, but like after it ends kind of thing. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to the lyrics, so I
yeah,
don't know what they said.
I didn't really either. I just know they said it in there. And the big, giant life in the lights in the background.
I don't know if you want to call that giant.
Well, I
They're
mean,
kind of small.
they're at least a good 2 feet tall.
I think, yeah, 2 feet, sure, 3 feet. Yeah, I'll give them 3 feet, but like, it's small. Like,
Yeah.
it's a couple years ago, Gem did a PV called Spotlight. They had a big ass neon sign, not neon maybe, but like light bulb sign in the back, and it was gigantic.
Yeah,
So that sets the standard.
some of the stuff that like Hello Project has done has been pretty big.
It
Like,
looks tiny, man. The members
yeah,
in front of it cover it up. Like I can't even tell what it is half the time.
yeah,
Sometimes it's
yeah.
Faye, sometimes it's if. I don't know.
Sometimes it's just lie.
Yeah,
Early.
sometimes. Yeah, I barely see the L for some reason, but so yeah, and I don't like the outfits they're wearing. It's they've never had great outfits, really.
Nah,
Those are
that's
some
fair.
ridiculous outfits.
I like the sides. I'm not so hot on the like V black and white down the
The
front.
tassels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not so hot on that. The sides of them have a nice design to them,
Yeah,
but
it's
they're
like
like
swirly, I don't know, like symbol.
rose spines or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, the French is not great.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. Um and they switch sets when they get to the bridge and it turns into like a brick warehouse kind of thing.
Hmm.
And within that spliced in is the members dancing and posing and grinding on a microphone stand, and also the other set being that they're having like a pajama or lingerie party on a couch.
Yep,
So that's this PV.
pretty much. Pretty much. And it's really dark. It's got
Yeah,
it's really darkly lit, and there's a filter over the top of it, which makes it even darker.
yeah.
So it's
And
not.
there's like film grain on the performance shots, so I'm starting to think that the members are watching the performance on a TV while they're on the couch eating cheese balls or whatever.
I
Which
suppose maybe.
which they are eating cheese balls.
Yeah, yeah, they are. Is that? Does that say blue?
Huh?
No, not sure what that says. I
Oh,
was
the
trying to
mic.
read the. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't tell what it says.
So yeah, that's what it seems to be. Just the members watching this performance on TV, and the girls are having a lingerie party where they're in lingerie with like a robe. and they're eating cheese balls and drinking orange juice or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Um,
I don't like this PV. I like a lot of Predia stuff, but this PV is like I like
yeah,
they're ambitious because they've been stuck and confined in one set forever, and then
yeah,
they got out of it with like Hotel Sunset from earlier this year, so it was really nice to see that. And Hotel Sunset is one of my favorite PVs this year. But this PV is like, hey, yeah, we're not confined to one place. We have multiple sets, but like they didn't really do all that much with it, and it's not very
well,
cohesive. So
I'm not so sure that they're not in one set. They're just in various different parts of it,
oh, parts of this, yeah, sure, yeah,
and they use like um props and curtains to make it
right, to
look
make it look like
different.
a different place,
But there are some shots of them in like dressing rooms and stuff, so
right,
they're not. It's not completely confined to one place,
yeah.
but
So I like the variety. I like that they have multiple locations, but none of it really is cohesive. Like it makes sense, like I guess, like the
yeah,
members are watching themselves perform on a TV, that kind of thing. But like it all doesn't really add up, like very well for me.
yeah. No, it's very. It's. I feel like this is a very typical type Predia PV though.
Yeah.
They never really make much sense.
No,
um, they seem to focus more on the performance than the PV
for sure.
concepts. So yeah, it feels very typical of Predia, and I've never been a huge fan of their PVs, so
Hmm.
I'm not overly disappointed in this. It's just, yeah, you could have done better.
Yeah.
Um,
This song is kind of it's got a swing beat to it. But it's not really jazz. From what I could tell, this is more of like a retro swing or swing revival is what I saw on Wikipedia. It's got a little more modern pop takes on it.
mm.
So yeah, it's not just straight up jazz.
Yeah, I would definitely say this is more swing or than straight jazz. Yeah, it's I like it. I like this song. I actually really like this song. It's probably my favorite song of the night.
Yeah, I'm not there with you. I don't know. I like the song enough, but I'm it's not in my head. It's not stuck in my head, I guess.
I like it's got a good groove to it.
Yeah, it definitely does. And you know, Predia vocal work, it's always solid. Um,
Definitely.
it's not a performance issue for sure. Something about it is off to me. I don't know.
The the thing I've noticed this week with most of the PVs is there doesn't seem to be a change.
Hmm.
They seem to be pretty much the same all the way through the song except for Zenryoku Shoujo R.
Hmm.
There seem to change a little bit more, but the chorus of the bridge it all pretty much stays the same.
Right.
There's no change up in the middle of the song, and these songs are not exactly short.
Right.
This one's 4 minutes, and I think it's one of the shorter songs.
Right. For sure.
So that was the thing I noticed tonight was it's just there's not a change in it. There's no rhythm change, no
No, they're all
instrumental change.
just straight up pop songs. You know.
Yeah, and I think it needed a change up somewhere in this song
Hmm.
to
I
push it
mean,
a little more.
in the bridge, they do say like Predia, and they spell their name and stuff. I thought that was kind of corny.
Yeah, that is kind of corny, but
So, yeah, I don't dislike the song. Actually like this song, just not as hot as I usually am with Predia. I'm just not as into it.
which I guess kind of makes sense because I'm normally not as hot on predia
Yeah,
as you are, so
so that makes sense.
a bit of a reversal.
Yep. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Rate it.
I'd playlist this song. I think. I don't think I could quite put it on repeat. But yeah, I'd definitely playlist this song, and I'd put the PV on a shelf. It's a performance PV. The dancing's good. They never have an issue with that, but it's boring.
Yeah.
Overall, the PV is just pretty boring.
Yeah. I will playlist the song as much as I sounded negative on it. I still think it's really catchy. It's just not up to the standard of what Predia has been for the past 2 years for me. Predia has been one of my favorite groups for the past 2 years. Including like earlier this year with the album and Hotel Sunset and stuff. Like the PV's great and the song's great. This doesn't really stack up against stuff they released last year as well. So it's kind of below a tier below those for me. And PV, I'm gonna shelf it. It's shot nicely. It's got a good idea. I just don't think it's executed on very well. So yeah, that's a shelf for me. And it's a Predia curtain call. And that's all the PVs we're going to talk about tonight. But before we end the show, MVPV, who you got, man? What are your choices?
Probably SHACHI, Zenryoku, and predia.
Okay. Mine would be Zenryoku, Tokimeki Sendenbu, and Predia.
What was the first one?
Zenryoku Shoujo R, Tokimeki Sendenbu, and Predia. The last three.
Okay.
I think song-wise, I think I like Tokimeki Sendenbu the most. And then like Predia and Zenryoku Shoujo R are tied. And of those three PVs, I think Tokimeki had the weakest PV, and Predia had the best PV between those three. Zenryoku's PV was whatever. So I don't know. It's a toss-up for me. What do you feel strongest about tonight?
I would say that I'd probably put Predia's song over SHACHI's. But I think I'd prefer SHACHI's PV over Predia's. Zenryoku had the idea. They tried. They really tried in the PV, but they kind of lost direction somewhere in there.
I think that I could say the same about the Predia PV. They had good ideas. It just didn't. It wasn't executed on.
Yeah. And yeah, Zenryoku's song's probably third for me. But it's kind of a toss up on the PV. So between Predia and Zenryoku.
Yeah, I mean, I could go either way. Honestly, I'm fine with giving it to either. So whatever you think was stronger, I'm fine with going with. Honestly, I could flip a coin, and I'm fine.
For me, I think Predia was stronger.
Okay, are you okay with Predia?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the MVP of the night was Predia's curtain call. I don't think we were very hot on anything tonight. Like the songs were good, but the PVs were kind of disappointing tonight. So
it all felt very similar too.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like there was a huge variety this week.
Yeah, it's just like very contained and formulaic, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that's why Predia sticks out more, being more of the swing jazz flavor.
And the look was different. It looked like a different PV. It was mature, which is their whole thing. But yeah. All right. So Predia's curtain call is the MVP of the week. Don't forget, we usually stream Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We did a show earlier today because Draco's got a bunch of things to do tonight. But usually 7 p.m. Eastern time, Saturdays, at twitch.tv/NewSchoolKaidan and youtube.com/NewSchoolKaidan. And don't forget to follow us on social media, Twitter at NewSchoolKaidan, me at YoshiRect, and Draco at Draco60. and we have a Discord server at discord.me/NSK. Anything else?
No.
All right. That'll do it for the show. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.